Welcome to our AFTV. I've got Robbie here. Listen, Robbie. Luton 3, Arsenal 4. You must be gutted with that last-minute winner.
I knew you was going to come with that. I knew he was going to come. Listen, you know what, right? This snob over here, right? I'm going to say it. This snob Julian over here, right? Disrespecting Luton.
What, your fans? Yeah?
He's disrespecting fans. No, but listen, he was disrespecting the ground. Oh, they shouldn't be allowed in the Premier League with the ground. Listen, I completely disagree with that, right? It was a great experience in there tonight. It's the first time I've been to this ground for over 30 years.
Yeah.
And, it ain't changed. But I just found it a unique experience. It was good. And boy, did they give us a tough game, man.
Well, they did. I think you have to give a lot of credit to Luton. But when you first got here today, did you think it was going to be a formality, or did you expect it to be as tough as that?
I didn't think it was going to be a formality because I saw when they played Liverpool and they were really, really good. And if you actually check it out, all the sort of big teams they played, they're giving them a really tough game. But I must admit, when we went 1-0 up, I'm thinking it will be a formality. Yeah. Then they got that header back, which was a bit of a shock. But then when we went 2-1 up, and we were in full control of the game at that time, really controlling it, going half-time at 2-1, I'm thinking it's going to be a comfortable night. But fair play to them, 2 goals, and then all of a sudden we're up against it. And I've got to say, fantastic spirit that we showed to get back in this game and to win the game in the end. I know there's some fans saying, oh yeah, but we shouldn't be in this position. It can happen in the Premier League. And if Man City come here and did what we did today, everyone's saying, well, that's what champions do. And So, I think we've got to give the team a lot of credit. It's not every single time you go, away to teams, even teams that you're expected to beat, and you just roll them over. And we see in the Premier League week in, week out, these teams can stand up, and they really made it difficult for us tonight. And also adding into that Raya today, I think, he's...
Well, I'm just going to say, Mikel wants to be like Pep, conceding 3 goals, you know what I mean? So, so he's going down that route. But what about Raya today? What do you make of that?
He was poor. Listen, he couldn't do nothing on the first goal, but the second and third goals, come on, he's got to do better than that. And he really put us up against it. He really, really put us up against it. And on another day, they could have held on for a draw, and it would have been 2 massive points dropped. But as it goes now, Declan Rice has dug him out of a hole, and now we're top of the league, and then, we can just kick back and we can keep an eye on the games tomorrow. And there's some, it's not a foregone conclusion that City will get anything at Villa. That's a tough game, and just puts pressure on the teams that come after you, no matter, because Liverpool came here and dropped points. That's the other thing as well. You've got to look on it with significance. So Liverpool are one of those teams going for the league this year, and Liverpool came here and dropped points, right? So we've come here and we've won the game. So we've got to give a lot of credit to the spirit that was shown by the team today, but we just can't keep going through that. But I'll tell you, I nearly had a heart attack at the end of that game, man.
Team selection was different today, changed it up a little bit at the back with Vieira coming in and also Kai Havertz coming back in. Do you think that's Arsenal's main midfield now? I thought Havertz was superb today.
Havertz was brilliant today. And you know what really surprised me with Havertz over the past few games is his physicality. And how many headers he won, little flick-ons. He got a goal, massive goal, because remember, at that time we were losing, so massive goal he got. And Kai Havertz is turning out to be a big player for Arsenal at the moment. If you actually look at the last 3-4 games, he scored the winner when we played against against Brentford. He scored the opening goal against Lons, and then again tonight, he comes up with a big goal to get us back in the game. So he's playing really, really well. He's performing. And then the other signing that's performing is Declan Rice. To me, at the moment, I'm not saying he's better than Rodri, but I think at the moment he's performing better than Rodri. He's right now. I can't think of another midfielder. He's going to come up against another good one in that Douglas Luiz at Villa. I think has been performing really, really well as well. But Declan Rice has been amazing. He's not needed any time to assimilate. He's just hit the ground running. And you said it in your interview, you know what I mean? It looks like we owe West Ham more money. We should have given them, we owed them another 100 million, man. You know what I mean?
Have you ever seen a player at Arsenal, you've been watching Arsenal a long time, that's settled in so quickly as in for a big transfer as well? Most of Arsenal's big transfers, by the way, have not really worked.
Yeah.
So for him to come in and do what he's done, have you seen this before?
No, he's everywhere, isn't he? Do you remember me and you were stood there and we was watching him like, there was one time he just came out of nowhere and won a tackle, got the ball, started driving forward, and then adding goals to his game as well. I mean, he's a massive player for us. Already, you saw what it meant to him at the end of the game, and I can't. But where's our song for him as well? You know what I mean? We've got to have a song for this guy.
We've got one. We won't sing it today. Perhaps we're starting at Villa.
But he right now is so important for Arsenal. You know what I mean? And when you're playing in games like this, tough games, tough away assignments against a really physical team, when you've got a player like Declan Rice in your team, you know you're not going to get bullied. You know that he's going to be the driving force. And the other thing I love about him, right, is that he always tackles so cleanly. I don't think he's not got a yellow card this season.
I will say, when you say about bullied, that is the first time this season I've seen a team probably out physical us on.
Yeah,
for
they're kind of allowed to by the referee. I thought the referee did allow a lot to. I mean, Martinelli got kicked to smithereens in that first half.
There's a definite penalty on Saka, I think.
I've not seen it. Saka got kicked. I mean, they were all getting. He allowed a lot of physicality. But listen, we know that when we come to places like this, the referees are going to allow a lot of physicality. It's almost like they look at it and think, well, they're not as good as Arsenal, so we've got to allow them to have a little bit of a leveller, you know. But we coped with it. We dealt with it. What I like, we didn't whinge, we didn't moan. Arsenal team, you've seen Arsenal teams over the years, we would have done. And just going back to Declan Rice, I said it yesterday, he's starting to give me Vieira vibes.
Oh, I said that earlier on, yeah.
He's starting to give me Patrick Vieira vibes in the fact that he's everywhere, he's scoring big goals, the way he picks the ball up and drives. Listen, he's still got a way to be Patrick Vieira, but if he can lead us to a league title, he'll have full Vieira status.
I've got to leave it with one last question.
Oh, here he goes.
No joke. What was it like when that goal went in the away end? Like, describe the feelings of that.
Let me tell you something. Yeah, if you don't get to go to football games, right? You've got to be. If you ever experience games like this, games like Bournemouth last year. You know, even other teams in the Premier League, right? A last-minute winner at a football game is the best experience ever. It's limbs, it's people falling over each other, it's people hugging each other,
it's unbelievable.
Each other, it's people lifting up each other. I mean, it is literally the best experience you can possibly have, unless you're in the away end like Julian, where everyone's looking to kill you. You know what I mean?
He was Linford Christie, I heard, so there you go. Thanks, Robbie. On to Aston Villa. What do you think quickly on that, Villa?
On to Aston Villa, and I ain't going with Ty. You know, because
no.
Villa fans still looking for
No.
I can't wait to go.